For thousands of years the earth has been our home, but soon will become our prison. A criminal elite, composed of powerful bankers and owners of large corporations, govern the world from the shadows, and they are one step away from reaching their darkest dreams. One. Create a world government dominated by an oligarchic elite. 2. Establish a global electronic currency, in order to divide the world into two kinds of people, masters and slaves. 3. Implant a chip in every person, with its biometric information, personal details and the electronic money that it possesses, in order to obtain absolute control of population. 4. Reduce the population to control it more easily, and better manage natural resources. The elite is on the verge of realizing the dream that all criminals' minds have lodged a long history. Obtain absolute power. Forever. Checkmate to humanity. How are they going to do it? They can do it through three simultaneous strategic movements. First strategic movement, the economic collapse. They will manufacture a large international financial crisis, which will culminate in an economic collapse of the euro and dollar zone. In Europe and the United States many people will lose their jobs, and their savings. As protests arise, fake anti-system groups will be created, to generate chaos, insecurity, and crime. In order to call for martial law. The evolution of the collapse in Europe and United States will follow different paths. In Europe they will push the idea that no government will be able to get out of the financial crisis on its own. A central European government will be created, to limit the sovereignties of each country, previously reduced and limited by the economic crisis. Primary public services will be privatized, large multinationals will replace the state. The political class will be discredited, political and economic responsibilities will be ascertained, for bad management. A few scapegoats will be pilloried, not for real. New leaders will come to power, easily maneuverable, coming from popular movements, to give the illusion of democratic change. The European government will be run by technocrats, who replace the old politicians, labeled corrupt and incapable, to establish the unified European state, democratic in appearance, but ruled by an untouchable elite. In the United States the economic crisis will cause serious riots, armed groups will fight against the federal state, most of them created and manipulated by the elite. Crimes will be committed, and innocent victims killed. The federal government will establish martial law, under the pretext of regaining control of the country. FEMA re-education camps will be created, to lock up dissidents, and all protesters against the system, accusing them of terrorism and unpatriotic activities. Arrests and mass repression, in the name of national security. Police state with stars and stripes. The strategy of economic collapse culminates with the introduction of mandatory service to the state, in the United States and Europe. Most people, living in poverty, will be forced to work for the state in exchange for accommodation and food. Violent people will be selected, for surveillance and repression of the population. The regime will promote mutual surveillance among the population, rewarding those who denounce. Second strategic movement, while the economic crisis is still ongoing, the health crisis will be created. An epidemic will be triggered to accelerate control over the population. The media will amplify and manipulate news about it, to create dismay and fear. Demonstrations will be prohibited, under the pretext to help spread the epidemic. With the excuse of the epidemic, opposition movements will be silenced, and dissidents eliminated. As the epidemic progresses, authorities will establish that the only way to keep it under control is to implement a chip, to monitorize every citizen's health, and quickly detect new infection outbreaks. The chip will be used to store all personal data, health status, economic profile, tastes and orientations. Banknotes and coins will be scrapped, deemed as anti-hygienic, and a means of transporting the virus. Chip means money. Chip means health. No chip means death. Combining the chip, internet, and the increase in computing power, it will be the beginning of mass control. Our information will be saved in remote servers, a way of citizens' control, to maintain absolute control of the web. The internet, along with the chip, will be the big brother. Third strategic movement, war. First phase, the regional wars. As world economic collapse is underway, and population control is implemented, some regional wars will spread to the Middle East, to Africa, and to Latin America. These conflicts will be triggered by another false attack, another false flag, causing the global economic crisis, or the beginning of an epidemic, in case of a biological chemical attack. In this phase, great powers will not engage in direct conflict between them, as it happened in the past, in Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan. Second phase, the Third World War. After years of regional wars, and having succeeded in imposing control on the citizens, there will be war between the world powers. Masses, recruited by force, will be sent to fight a devastating war. Nuclear, chemical, bacteriological, and climatic weapons will be used to eliminate most of the population. Third phase, peace. War will come to an end. The leaders controlled by the elite will appear as spiritual saviors of the world, and they will agree on a peace based on collaboration among peoples. Survivors, exhausted, will accept the enforcement of a single world government, controlled by the elite, untouchable and semi-divine. The masters of the world will eventually have a submissive mass of slaves, controlled by advanced technology, with no one to oppose them. Total duration of this process will last between 10 and 30 years. Our world is on the brink of slavery. We will be ruled by psychopaths with no respect for humanity, and at their service they will have armies of corrupt people, capable of anything to maintain their benefits. Will we submit to this evil elite? Or are we going to fight for our own survival? You are living the most important moments of your life. You will be the protagonist of the most important moments in the history of humanity. During this era of change, only you will decide whether to be taken to the slaughterhouse, or to be one of those fighting for the salvation of mankind, for the salvation from slavery and destruction. It's time to show your true value.